Alright people, Max Saladin here again. Welcome back to another Cyberpunk video. Today I'm just doing this gig called Waiting for Dodger. This is pretty interesting one. It features a cameo from a YouTuber called the Sphere Hunter. They're a pretty big Resident Evil YouTuber, I would call them basically. Resident Evil seems to be their favourite franchise. I've seen quite a few of their videos. When I was doing this quest, I was like, hang on, I recognize that voice. I've heard that voice before. And I looked it up, and of course, it actually did turn out to be the Sphere Hunter. So I'll shut up during this and let her talk.
Get down. Can't get spotted by Dodger's men.
If it makes you feel better.
Listen, this is serious, okay? You don't mess with Dodger's people.
Okay, sure. Pretty comfy, actually, this.
Need your help with my fiancé Bill and his buddy Charlie. They're trapped in the building across the street.
Hans mentioned they're both in CPD?
Both grade A gonks, too. Sometimes do side gigs around town. Wanted to cut a deal with Dodger, but things obviously went south. Bill called me from inside, said only that, and I quote, "It's bad. And if I don't get help, Dodger will paint the walls with their brains."
So you, Bill, and Charlie are all badges with a whole precinct full of badge chooms at your back. But instead, you call him Merc.
Dodger's not exactly a legit businessman. Can't call dispatch for this. They'll crucify us.
So, Bill's your fiancé. Charlie's his partner. What else can you tell me about him?
Bill. Bill's a good guy, but Charlie? He's like the big older brother that gets you into all kinds of shit.
Okay, so we don't like Charlie.
Look, Night City's turned all of us into who we are, but Charlie? He's a fucking magnet for trouble. Always has been.
It's bad. Nothing else?
It's really bad, Stella. Please get help. I love you.
Sweet of him, but not really what I was after.
When I asked what happened, he said it was too complicated for a quick holo.
Back when I was a kid, used to see badges deliver packages to the Tigers. Worked out for everyone. Mostly.
Till you run up against a guy like Dodger, a dealer with ties to Hansen. Tried to warn him, but they never fucking listen. Just please try not to wipe Dodger's men. You'll make things go from bad to worse. Take this access card. Dodger took over an abandoned NCPD precinct. Security systems are still up and running, so this should get you in without a hitch.
Upsides of last-gen NCPD tech, huh?
Save them. Please.
So yeah, that was a pretty cool little cameo by the Sphere Hunter there. Very recognizable voice, so it definitely stood out to me when she started speaking, and I recognized that, hang on, this is somebody I know. So yeah, that was pretty fun that they were in there as that little character. Stella, I believe that NPC is called. Anyway, getting on with the gig, we basically have to go rescue the guy that she was on about. Head over to this building, take out all the people inside. Pretty fun little stealth mission. Well, at least it was stealthy for most of it when I was doing it. Got an opportunity to take out some people quietly. They do encourage you now to really get up behind people and choke them out if you're being stealthy, more than just relying on short circuit all the time. As I think I've said previously in some other videos, short circuit now is highly traceable, and it doesn't always take out enemies right away because some of them have like two or three chunks of health that you have to get through before they're taken down. And for those guys, it's better to use the system shutdown hacking ability. But yeah, I was doing pretty well to start here. Nobody had seen me, no alarms. I was just in, stealing everything that I could, making sure that all the cameras were turned off. Yeah, I think I used short circuit on this guy, and then that actually put a trace on me. So it is actually risky using short circuit now. I think there's a way to identify who is tracing you that was also in the base game, but I'm not quite sure. It has changed a little. So at the moment I was just still trying to be stealthy, letting the bar run down. Taking out this guy seemed to reset it, but I still have a trace on me. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how the new trace system works. You're probably safe to not rely on hacking or short-circuiting enemies, and try to like take them down with hand-to-hand, like choke them out or whatever. But eventually you find your way down into the basement and you find this guy who's stuck outside this door. Took him out, and then you can hear, I think it's Barry, is Bill and Charlie. Why did I think his name was Barry? Bill and Charlie, they're in here. So you gotta talk your way in there, convince Bill to open the door or whatever. And then you're gonna have a pretty long conversation with these two guys, explaining what they're doing in there. I think I'll just skip through most of it and let people see that themselves when they get to this mission. Oh yeah, I actually had to force the door open because it was stuck. So you might want to have your attributes to have your body strength up. I'd say have about at least 15 in body. That seems to be getting me through most things so far. There's usually at least one door in each sort of mission so far that I've done that can use the force open ability on it. So yeah, that's these two guys. You have some pretty long dialogue in here that really explains what they're doing and what happened, and some of it's pretty funny. So yeah, I'll just skip through that conversation. No, excuse me. So yeah, that was an allergic reaction to Johnny showing up, I think. But yeah, he's always got a nice little quip to say about these random situations V gets herself into. So eventually, on your way, when you're sneaking out, you actually find there's still some more guards in here. So you gotta take out this camera, and then I was gonna hack this guy, but then I remembered that I did want another trace on me, so I thought I would come in here and try to sneak up behind him. He walked down this way. I thought I was gonna get seen, but then he went into this room, and I was able to get up behind him and just take him out like this. So again, it's always worth trying to sneak up behind them and choke them out that way. Another part where I had the force open ability come into play. I don't think it was actually the wise move. I was getting impatient with these doors, so I just went up and pulled it open. Bill and Charlie were trying to hack into it or something, I think. And then I made quite a bit of noise, and then all these enemies were in here. And that was kind of the end of my stealth tactics. So I don't know if there was another way through that, if you just wait for those two. But I didn't have patience, I just walked up, forced open the door, and then turned into a bit of a loud situation. This crate was over here, glad I turned around to see it. It had some good legendary stuff in it. It's one of those airdrop crates that normally you have to hack, that have the red smoke coming off them. They just get airdropped into Dogtown sometimes as a random event. So there was one of those in here, so I just decided to steal whatever was inside it. Make sure not to miss that. Eventually you make it into the garage, and these two get their squad car back. And then Dodger, this guy, he just drove in here. Thought he was frozen here because he just took quite a while to get out of the car. So he's got to confront these two. And basically they could try to lie their way out of what they've been doing. I tried to back them up with their lies. I think that was the wrong thing to do because it led to a fight. I'm not sure if there's a peaceful way out of this, if you choose some of the other dialogue, or if Dodger he just goes crazy every time. But I just let Bill and Charlie talk whatever nonsense they were talking, and I was like, yeah, that's what happened. And then Dodger was like, that's too bad because I don't like that or whatever. And then he just jumps at you. It is pretty funny because I went into the hacking menu when he jumped into the air here, and he's in like slow motion, and it's pretty funny just him jumping towards me.
There was a shootout. A guy got hit.
So yeah, I'm just letting this dialogue play out so people can see what option I choose, and maybe they can pick another option and get a better outcome. But I think this guy's just gonna attack you no matter what. I just get that feeling off him. So yeah, I said yeah, that's true. That happened exactly like he said. He's like, that's unfortunate.
I really don't like being made a fool of.
He doesn't like being made a fool of. And he just jumps at me here, and then I went into the slow motion. Pretty funny. But yeah, I took them all out pretty quickly. So he wasn't that dangerous. I short-circuited him, which means he should be technically alive. But then you just get to tell them, yeah, he's dead. But I'm pretty sure short-circuiting people keeps them alive, so that's a bit strange, but oh well.
Sure you can manage that much.
So yeah, maybe older people can pick a different dialogue option there and get out of this without having to fight. Be actually curious to see how that goes. So yeah, this was a fun little gig overall. Pretty cool that they had the Sphere Hunter in a little voice role. They do have a very recognizable voice, and it was just a very fun little gig. So yeah, thanks for watching, people, and I'll see you again next time with another Cyberpunk video.
Let me put it this way. This is the last time I do a gig for the badges.
Prickly today, are we? I'll make do without details. If the client is happy, then so am I. Contract closed.